Welcome back to Cooking Gluten and Dairy Free with Dave D. Today we're making some fried fish with smashed potatoes, or fish and chips. This recipe will work with any white fish, but today we're using tilapia. Then we're going to take some small red and white potatoes and give them a smash and then fry them up. This recipe is absolutely delicious and just so happens to be gluten and dairy free. I usually say this to the end, but please consider subscribing to the channel if you're interested in gluten and dairy free recipes or just delicious recipes in general. We are very close to 500 subscribers, so please help me out if you can. Now that I'm done begging like an old R&B singer, let's get down to business. So starting with our potatoes, we're using small red and white potatoes. Any small potato will work, but these little duos are perfect. Now the bag claims these are pre-washed, but go ahead and inspect and scrub your potatoes. Look at this gross one I found in the bag. Ugh. Anyway, give them a nice thorough rinse under running water and toss them in a large bowl. Next, fill up a large pot with some water. We're going to boil these potatoes for about 10 minutes so they soften a little bit. Put the pot on the stove and allow it come to a rapid boil. When the water comes to a boil, add a generous amount of salt. Next, slowly add your potatoes to the boiling water. Or you can stand across the kitchen and practice your shots. Kobe! Whatever works, get the potatoes in the water. Now after about 10 minutes of boiling, fish one of the potatoes out and give it the fork test. The fork should easily go into the potato. If it doesn't happen, just keep boiling until it does. When we're done, drain the water from the pot. Let them sit in the strainer for a few minutes to cool down, and actually while we're waiting, let's work on our fish. Now I'm using tilapia for this recipe, but this recipe will work with catfish, whiting, or whatever your favorite fish is. Add your fish to a large bowl for seasoning. Dry it out with some paper towel. And then let's go in with some avocado oil to help the seasoning stick, and then rub that oil in. Next, we're going to add some Old Bay seasoning, paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, sea salt, a little touch of cayenne pepper, ground mustard, Cajun seasoning, and then mix all those seasonings in. Now is the perfect time to mention that the exact ingredients and measurements are down below. Please remember to help me out with a subscription and by hitting the thumbs up. When you're done with the fish, it should be well seasoned and look a little something like this. Now getting back to our potatoes that are now cool to touch. Take them one at a time and place them in your palm. Then smash it partially with the palm of your other hand. You want to mash them so they flatten a little but stay intact. Just like you see me doing here. Place them on a pan lined with paper towel so they continue to dry out for the fry. Continue doing this until all the potatoes are done. They should look a little something like this. While the potatoes are drying out for about 20 minutes, let's work on our fish batter. In a large bowl, add some cornmeal, which is naturally gluten-free. Next, add some gluten-free flour. Now, we're going to season with the same seasonings we used before. Sea salt, Old Bay, onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, cayenne, Cajun seasoning, ground mustard, and then mix all those seasonings in until they're evenly distributed. Go ahead and give it a taste test and then adjust accordingly. Now it's time to fry. Add your oil of choice to your deep fryer or frying pan and get it up to 350 degrees. Now add your smashed potatoes to the basket or directly to the oil. Be sure not to overcrowd them. Drop them into the oil and let them fry for about 5 minutes or whenever they start to float. Scoop them out with a slotted spoon or raise your basket to allow the excess oil to drain off. They should be delicious looking and golden brown like this. Once some of that excess oil has drained, put it in a large bowl. While they're still hot, add some seasoned salt and some parsley, and then toss them in the seasoning. You can add whatever seasonings you want, but I find the simpler, the better for these. Keep doing this in batches until they're all done. Now we can move on to our fish. We can definitely use the same oil. By the way, I'm using canola oil, but I suggest doing the potatoes first. Place the seasoned fish into the batter and make sure they're nice and coated like you see me doing here. Make sure there are no bald spots. Shake off the extra batter and place it into the oil or into the basket. Fry them for about 3 to 5 minutes or until they start floating. Remove them from the oil. They should be beautiful and golden brown like you see here. Place them in a strainer on a plate lined with paper towel or a grated baking dish to allow the excess oil to drain off. And there you have it, folks. Fried fish with smashed potatoes or fish and chips. Please remember to subscribe for more delicious recipes that just so happen to be gluten and dairy free. Hit the thumbs up below to show some love and leave a positive comment down in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.